Nant Gwrtheyrn. I cry out to the spirits of this valley, grant me peace. In search of my silver maiden, lost forever, I climb the highest cliffs, even to Irrival's stony peak. Call out again, where hidest thou, mare? Curses are still echoing through these hills. When shall the valley break from a darkened pass? Is this some trial of strength of spirits' wills? Should love here always be in shadows cast? Down through the steeply wooded slopes, o'er tumbling rocks and sliding shale, where oak clings firmly to the shallow soil, here lies the village in this hidden dale, where Gwrtheyrn sought to find his peace, when in disgrace from his own countrymen he fled, for in deliverance from the northern Picts, his country to the mercenary Saxons he had wed. Somewhere, so 'tis said, among these crags do lie his bones, where tinted granite in more recent years sparked life, where laughter and friendly chatter rang from now ruined homes, hiding for one small moment the history of strife. I cry out again for Ceridwen. My plea shall echo from the shore, ring from the valley's sides and through the rowan trees. Tell me, where hides my love? Does she lie beneath the foamy waves? As the hare and then the hound listen for her in the breeze. I recall the days of childhood, seated beside the earthen mound, wherein the bones of all our forefathers were placed to rest. We listened to the elders' stories as we gathered round, how curses broke the happiness of an ancient faith put to test. Once God and goddess could be worshipped side by side when sacred woods were gathered for the Beltane fire, hawk, oak and hazel in bundles carefully tied, to entice the Lord and Lady of the Light in their desire. Whilst o'er the hills a different faith to Gwrtheyrn had come, where St. Bono's monks had scorned our ancient pagan way, and three now came to tell us that the older paths were done. Ills would befall those who listened not upon this day. Ivan, our chief with flowing hair, had sat near the water's edge, listened to preaching of distractions, for so the monks had cried. Yet had not this village for some 100 years or more let Christian God with other deities sit side by side? Ivan had in wisdom listened to their brimstoned reason, which spoke of a hell of ever-burning fire and flame, of a faith that now claimed to own the spirit's home, of one deity with no goddess known by just one name. Aghast, the wizened chief was filled with horror. What of Rhiannon, of the singing lark and the cooing dove? What faith is this, that all should be consumed by terror? Where is the place for mounds and wells, shrines to those we love? Even as the waves lapped gently on the shore, the monks, in earnest of their mission to convert, heard not the plea to recognize this ancient law, though the faith of the monks the chief would not divert, till anger swept through the minds of village folk, whose worship now was cursed whene'er they spoke. And from the wooded valley monks were driven, Nant Gwrtheyrn's ways to outside world were hidden. Yet as they reached the rim of rock that guarded o'er the glen, each monk would turn and to the valley hurl the curse. Evil and darkness poured out from the lips of zealous men. In rage the future of this village would be worse. The first was to declare that the newly born no place in consecrated ground would they e'er find to lie. Births within this valley the Christian Church would scorn, no resting ground for man or woman when they lie. The second, turning, cursed the valley with a dread. Fair maids and youths in this village born who love to find would never in forthcoming years to the same be wed. To love each other was the curse the monk did bind. The third called out in loud voice for the final doom. That village would fall to ruin and decay, he urged. Those who stayed would live a life in gloom, until the earth within the valley from their faith was scourged. My heart cries out, where is Rhiannon? Where is my queen? I listen for the hoof-beat of a horse upon this hill. Destroy the evil of this curse, let your magic now be seen. Let your birds guide us on the journey to the spirit world. When by the fire that warmed the house with blaze of peat, my mother recalled for me the fate of men with courage in their hearts, I seemed to find myself bewitched as I listened from my seat. A history of fates that had befallen those who dwelled in these parts. How Pierce and Rodri from their boat in storm were tossed, no bodies washed ashore for loved ones to reclaim. How Howell and Risiat from the height of cliffs were lost to the ocean depths, of many searchers all in vain. Did not my father from another village my mother seek, fearing lest he found a love within the valley? Did not my sister leave our home within the very week that she had reached an age where she might marry? Sweet mare, art thou forever lost to me? We sought in our love to free this place from the voices of the damned. Fair maiden of golden hair, I cry to thee, why should the curses of the past determine that our love is banned? It seems but yesterday when our village was so full of cheer, our houses decked with flowers to join us for our future years, tables laden down with food, a garland on your head, I hear, your beauty in white dress defied the ancient fears. Upon that very morn, Ivan, the puppy dog you had bestowed as your gift to me to celebrate our wedding day, I sang of our love as in the springtime sun I rode to meet with you to join us with festivity. When, by tradition, your fair form we did not meet, for, as is the custom, the bride upon the noon be hidden, for groom with fellows to play such a game as hide and seek, so finding you, in wedlock we are to be bidden. I call for the spirits to cross o'er the waters from Tara's hills, to search with me among the waters of the tumbling streams. Let me find again the love that held such thrills. Let us seek within the caves for one who held my dreams. I remember, as the shadows lengthened with the evening sun, fair mare whose secret place we never found, rising, searched again until the day was done, called for her answer, and never heard a sound. I stood with our friends upon the towering cliff to stare below, where raging seas had tossed the tides upon the moon. Could such foaming brine have claimed the love I knew? So much that we had promised, was it lost so soon? My heart is broken as I walk the beach. Thoughts of you I tried to save. The month goes by, and then the years pass too. Bifan, memory of our last parting, now laid to rest in watery grave. What life have I? Lost is the sweetest love for you. Mare, Bifan, I listen to the raging sea crash against the rock. I hear faint cries of love I knew. Beneath these cliffs there lies the love I would not unlock. Mare, Bifan, I jump to be with you. When I sank beneath the waves, your spirit I had hoped to find, to bring us close, and at last the village curse defeat. What torment still awaits? What curse is so cruel and unkind? Will our spirits rush through these woods never more to meet? From within the woods I still recall the fierceness of a winter's storm, a thunderbolt that split in two the giant oak. Inside the hollowed trunk they found your bridal form, your body gripped as in a vice. Cries were never spoke. In love and laughter on that day you hid within our lovers' tree, where we had lain beneath the leaves and under summer's sun had kissed, under those very branches where we danced and sang with glee. What pain this spirit feels, sweet body within the wood we missed. Still in your bridal gown, your flowing hair now turned to silvered grey, your bones within the coffin, placed in sacred ground, should rest. Surely no curse could now deny your peace along the last pathway. The toil of the horse with cart shall carry you to where you're blessed. My spirit cries in anguish when at last on cliff top the old horse stumbles to see your casket slide from tightly fastened ropes with such ease. Crashing down the cliff, wood shattered, upon the rocks the coffin tumbles. I watch as your bones are scattered to the seas. Shall our spirits roam forever in this cursed glen? Each time I hear your voice, I float from tree to tree. I'll search until I find thee, for only then, yes, then shall this valley from a curse be free.